work as an Uber driver. I'm convinced I just helped a serial killer escape. I've gotten pretty used to driving strange people around downtown. I was the type of driver to not talk the entire way and respect whatever the person in the back was doing. But this time, there was something horribly wrong with the passenger. It was a Friday night. I had gotten used to driving around, waiting for calls. It was prime time for drunk people needing to get home. Eventually, I got a call to pick someone up at an unmarked location. What was strange, however, was that when I was about a quarter mile from the location, I had recognized it to be the old Market train station, which had been abandoned since before I was born. I pulled up near the boarded-up entrance to the station and saw a tall Hispanic man waiting. He looked very professional, wearing an expensive-looking suit and held a slim black briefcase. I wondered why he was at the old station. The location didn't suit him since it was the rundown part of town. He opened the door and we greeted each other. He spoke in a strict but rather kind and assuring voice. I took off and asked him where he would like to go. "Take me to hell, please," he spoke, which completely caught me off guard. I didn't really know how to respond, so I just peeped out a quick, "Ha!" His face remained straight. "All seriousness, man, where do you want to go?" I asked. "You'll know sooner or later." I assumed he was drunk, but his voice and tone were completely perfect. "I'll just take you McDonald's, buddy." He didn't reply. "I'll take that as a yes," I said awkwardly. We were almost at the restaurant. All I had to do was take a left. What the fuck? I instinctively turned the opposite direction. It was like someone was controlling my mind. I tried making a U-turn, but I just couldn't. The man in the back just kept quiet. "What the hell is happening? Is this some kind of joke?" No answer. I knew deep inside that this was something supernatural. I tried to resist the feeling, but I couldn't get out of it. It was like I was in sleep paralysis. I made hundreds of turns, eventually not knowing where I was going. I didn't know where I was. By that time, the streets were completely empty. I took a right turn on an unmarked street. It was surrounded by trees. I couldn't see more than 100 yards in front of me. The road was completely straight, with a constant downward slope. I floored the vehicle, shifting through gears faster than I could imagine. I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. I looked at the speedometer. The accent couldn't make it past 80 on the highway before, but the needle was topped out at 140. Soon, the needle made a full 360-degree rotation. I was going at least 200, and the engine was roaring louder than I could have ever imagined. I was so fixated at the speed of the vehicle that I didn't notice that the sky had turned red and was going downhill even further. It started getting immensely hot. My body had heated up to the point where I thought my face was on fire. I was going to hell. I looked back at the man in the back seat. His face remained still, looking at me with lifeless eyes. Suddenly, I slammed on the brakes. I was used to the shitty brakes of the accent, thinking that we would slowly come to a stop, but I was jolted forward. The road was flat now, and we had come to a complete stop. "Thank you," said the man as he left the vehicle. I wasn't able to get a complete look at my surroundings, but I remember seeing the bodies, piles upon piles of people, still alive, screaming in agony. I yelled out to the man, and he turned around. "Are you Satan?" He looked at me and for the first time, smiled. Then I lost consciousness. I woke up, terrified that I died and went to hell. I checked my surroundings. I was at the old train station. I soon realized that I could move freely. I quickly opened the door and got out. The sky was normal. It was a cold summer night. No more screams. Had it been a dream? I looked back at my accent, horrified to notice what was in the back seat. It was the man's briefcase. Attached to it was a post-it note reading, "For a new car." I opened it, and inside the briefcase was $500,000. I stared at the money in disbelief. This had to be some kind of twisted joke. I looked around frantically, expecting the man to jump out at any moment and take it all back. But the train station remained still. My hands shook as I closed the briefcase. I had to get out of here. I jumped in the driver's seat and turned the key. The engine sputtered but didn't start. I tried again and again, panic rising in my chest. Suddenly, a loud bang made me jump. I looked up to see the man outside my window, smiling calmly. He knocked on the glass. "Pop the hood for me, would you?" he asked politely. I hesitated, then pulled the hood release. The man opened it and fiddled with something. In a moment, he stepped back and motioned for me to try the car again. The engine turned over smoothly. The man leaned down to my open window. "She should run like new now. I took care of the problem," he said. "I'll be seeing you again very soon." With that, he turned and walked away into the darkness. I threw the car in gear and sped off, glancing repeatedly in the rearview mirror. Just before I turned onto the main road, I looked back one last time. The man was gone. In his place stood a tall, horned figure with glowing red eyes. It raised a clawed hand in farewell. I drove through the night,